Welcome to all my dear students. How you people are doing in this COVID era? How is your lockdown period going on? Are you missing our lecture theatre? Yeah, I guess you're missing the lecture theatre. Now one thing is very clear to all of us, that this lockdown period or this COVID era is going to continue long. So this internet or these online classes, they are the only ray of hope in which we can study as much as we can. So today in this class, I tried to convert practical class of yours of radiology into one of the theory classes. I hope this attempt is beneficial to all of you people. If you really like my class, please give a feedback to me in the link which I will share with you. So shall we start with our class? You all are ready? Now this is more of an applied part. This is more of an applied part of anatomy, as we have complete whole of the abdomen. Okay. Now in this era, radiology or the imaging part is very useful for making diagnosis of various diseases. For this, we have to do abdominal imaging. The most common imaging which are used for abdomen is USG, that is ultrasound, CT and MRI. These days they are more prevalent as compared to abdominal X-ray. But yes, of course, the first step is definitely abdominal X-ray. This detects or this helps in screening that which type of further imaging is required, whether it is USG, whether it is CT or whether it is MRI. Now before studying a normal X-ray, I would like to discuss a clinical case here first. Now this 17-year-old boy is admitted in a surgery ward who underwent laparoscopic appendectomy 1 week ago. In this case, you can see the abdominal recovery is delayed. No bowel movement is seen since past few days. On physical examination, it was seen that whole of the abdomen is distended and irritated. Particularly, the right lower quadrant on examination is painful. So in the right lower quadrant, which structures or which organs are present? Definitely, one is appendix, other is cecum, and we have ileum. So before jumping onto the diagnosis of this, definitely as we are moving ahead, we have to get some investigation done here. We are going to opt for simple or plain abdominal X-ray. And on that basis, we are going to make the diagnosis. So for all these types of clinical cases, you should have a thorough knowledge of normal or plain X-ray abdomen. Now why we are interested in doing abdominal X-ray? So the utility of AXR is abdominal X-ray. First is intestinal perforation. There can be perforation in both small intestine or large intestine. There can be intestinal obstruction. They can be valvulus. Okay, they can be valvulus. Another is calcification. Then there can be stones. There can be renal stones. There can be ureteric stones. There can be urinary bladder stones. Bowel gas pattern. Definitely that also has to be studied. So these are few utilities which I have shared here with you people. There are many more. But yes, of course, these few are main. Now before moving on to the X-ray, I would like to discuss a normal anatomy of abdomen. Here you can see ribs. Okay, here you can see ribs. Here the base of lungs. These are the base of lungs. Below that we have diaphragm. And on the right side you can see here, this one is a solid organ, that is liver. Here spleen. This one is spleen. Definitely onto the interior part we can visualize stomach. Okay, this hole is small intestine which is present in the center. Jejunum and ileum. Then here this one is large intestine. Cecum, ascending colon. This is hepatic flexure because it is present below the liver. This is called as hepatic flexure. Transverse colon. Here you have splenic flexure because it can be seen below spleen. So this is splenic flexure. Okay. Descending colon, sigmoid colon, rectum and anus. So this is about the normal anatomy. Now before moving on to the abdomen, before moving on to the normal X-ray, you should have idea about densities, how the different tissues are going to appear in X-ray. Now air, whenever air is present in the X-ray, this air is having a low density. So this will appear dark. Whatever tissues are containing air, they will appear dark. And the tissues like bone, okay, which is having a higher density, they will appear more brighter. Okay. So darkest one is the air. Then you will see fat, which is having a higher density than air, and more than fat density we will be able to visualize soft tissue and if water is present, and the highest density is of bone. So we are able to see brighter most is the bone. Now first of all, what is the name of this X-ray? If this X-ray is there in front of you, what is the name of this X-ray? So the name of this X-ray will be plain X-ray abdomen and view. This is AP view, that is anteroposterior view. That is anteroposterior view. We have already seen the utility. Now, what all things, a general appearance which can be seen in X-ray. First of all, at the lowermost interface, we can see in general base of lung. Base of lung. Then we can see free air. In this X-ray, we are not able to see free air because the free air is mostly seen just below the diaphragm on the right side. Okay. Bowel gas pattern. These are gas pattern. Okay. This periphery. In the periphery, you are having large intestine. This black color is this dark color. This is showing air. So bowel gas pattern. Solid organs. Here you can see this one is on the right side is liver. Okay. Soft tissue. This line shows psoas major, a line of psoas major. Then of course, yes, you can see bones. These are ribs. You can see they are the brightermost here. This is thoracolumbar vertebra. Okay, this is thoracolumbar region. Okay, thoracic vertebra, which are here you can see the attachment of rib, and below that we are having lumbar vertebrae, and below this sacrum is there, and on both the sides hip bone is there. Okay, so all these structures can be seen in plain X-ray. One more thing, if plain X-ray is done particularly for visualizing kidney, ureter and urinary bladder, that is called as KUB. That X-ray is called as KUB. One more thing I would like to tell you, that before taking this X-ray, always there is a term which is called as patient preparation. Okay, you have to prepare a patient before X-ray is being done. We want our X-ray to be clear, so that objective is that we want to make gastrointestinal tract empty as much as possible. It should be free from food in the stomach, gases and fecal material in the intestine. So we don't want these things to obstruct our view. For this, two things can be done. A patient is given anti-flatulent tablets. They are nothing but charcoal tablets or laxatives. 3 days prior or 2 days prior you can give. Another thing is before 12 hours. Okay, before 12 hours, patient should avoid taking oral meals. In this way, a patient is prepared and then you can take X-ray. Right? Yes. Now we have seen that we can visualize soft tissue shadows. We can visualize soft tissue shadows. Here you can see this one is liver. This shadow is of liver. This one is of spleen. On both the sides, right side right kidney and left side left kidney. Fine. These line depicts psoas major muscle. These line depicts psoas major muscles. Rest you can see intestines. Okay, rest you can see intestines. where a black shadow of the gas can be seen. Okay, where a black shadow of the gases can be seen. So in the center we have a small intestine, and in the periphery we have large intestine. Now this X-ray here, what is special about this X-ray is this portion is diaphragm. This portion is diaphragm. Just below the diaphragm on the right side we have liver. This one is liver. This is liver. And on the left side, this one. This structure is of stomach. This structure is of stomach. Okay. Now can you see this dark bubble or black color here? This is showing gas in the stomach. This is showing gas in the stomach. So this is a plain X-ray AP view in which we can visualize a gas is present in the stomach, particularly in the fundus part. In this we have marked different bony shadows. Lower ribs. Okay, so these are lower ribs. These are vertebrae, thoracic vertebra and lumbar vertebra. Below lumbar vertebrae, sacrum, coccyx on the either side, hip bone, and here you can see hip joint also. These are the femur, on both the side femur. Okay. Now what they have marked here is the different parts of spine. Is it clear? So all these things, when I am summarizing the plain X-ray, in plain X-ray you can visualize bony shadows. You can visualize, these are the bony shadows which we have seen. Okay, these are the soft tissue shadows, and along with that here also we can see the gas shadows. Fine. If it is done for kidney, ureter and bladder, that plain X-ray is called as KUB. Now we are moving on to the contrast study. Okay, this we are studying alimentary canal. Okay, alimentary canal is studied with the help of barium study. They are studied with the help of barium study. It is a contrast medium. Now, to visualize this alimentary canal, suspension of barium sulfate in water is prepared. One more important thing is to know that barium sulfate is not soluble in water. It makes only suspension or emulsion. And the most important property of barium is that it is radio opaque. Why it is radio opaque? Because it is having a high molecular weight. And another thing is, it is harmless to the body. Now, on what principle this barium works? As soon as the patient is given barium, okay, the passage of barium, okay, as soon it is passing from esophagus, once it is taken from mouth, it will enter into esophagus, stomach, then small intestine, large intestine. Okay, so it outlines the mucosal lining. And this lining can be seen under fluoroscopy, or we can take an X-ray about it. Okay, radiograph about it. So first we are going to start with barium swallow. Okay, first is barium swallow. Okay, in this, suspension of barium sulfate is given to the patient, and after giving it, we can visualize this structure. You can see this radio opaque structure. This radio opaque structure is nothing but esophagus. This radio opaque structure is nothing but esophagus. This is the normal esophagus. This is the normal esophagus. If there is any abnormality, if there is any hernia, okay, hiatus hernia, so we can see different obstructions in this esophagus. Otherwise, normal esophagus is seen like this in barium swallow. So this structure is nothing but esophagus. Next is barium meal. Next is barium meal. In this, 5% of barium sulfate suspension in the water is made, and then it is examined under fluoroscopy, or we will take radiographs. By this barium meal, we can visualize whole of the alimentary canal. Whole of the alimentary canal. Here you can very clearly visualize the stomach. So barium meal, in barium meal we can very clearly visualize the stomach. Okay. This what you can see here is radio opaque. This one is stomach. Okay. Stomach can be seen very clearly. Here this is also stomach. This one is a gas which is present in the stomach, and this is the pyloric portion. Okay, this is fundus, this is body, and this is the pyloric portion. This one is a lesser curvature, this one is a greater curvature. This is the greater curvature, and here begins the first part of duodenum. This is the first part of duodenum, or the beginning of duodenum. This forms duodenal cap. This forms duodenal cap. So this one is duodenal cap. This one is duodenal cap. Okay, so this is duodenal cap. Okay. Now we are moving on to the next is barium enema. Barium enema. In this, 2 liters of barium sulfate is suspended through anus. It is giving through anus. Okay. So we are injecting 2 liters of barium sulfate through anus. What do we see? We see very clearly a rectum, okay, and a sigmoid colon. A rectum and a sigmoid colon. Rest other parts of the colon can also be visualized. Okay, and we can clearly make out the hastrations, saculations and hastrations. Okay, hastrations can be clearly seen when we are visualizing it under barium enema. So under this contrast study, under this contrast medium, to study alimentary canal, we have seen barium swallow. We have seen barium swallow where we can visualize esophagus, barium meal where we can visualize stomach. Apart from the stomach, we can also visualize everything like duodenum, jejunum, ileum and large intestine. But here we are able to visualize the stomach. The next thing we are able to visualize duodenal cap. This what you are able to see is small intestine. And to clearly visualize rectum, colon, okay, for that barium enema is used. So I hope till now the things are clear to you. Thank you so much for listening.